the Nigerian market, Tuesday edition of the Nigeria market. Nigeria market is the platform of, is an advocacy program of AID. AID is Ambassadors Initiative for Development and Empowerment. It's a platform that estray and promotes made in Nigerian products, how we can look inward as citizens, how we can grow what we eat, how we produce what we use. And of course, this has always been the focus on the Nigerian market. And today is Tuesday, 27th October 2020. My name is Chimene Samuel Paul.
Senator Udal, Mr. Samuel, good morning. And Nigerian market, I want to say, is another wonderful Tuesday. And as we know, we are here to actually bring to help to see how we can be able to quench the anxiety that is all over in the space. We're already aware of what's happening, the losses that actually is being counted by now after this NSAS protest. So we're going to discuss on that and dwell on the effects to our economy and to Nigerian market as my hosts unveil the topic officially.
Anyway, that is the to unveil the topic. Anyway, okay. So welcome our viewers on this program. Those who have always remained with us, we celebrate you, and those who will be joining us for the first time, we also celebrate you. It is a program for all Nigerians because Nigeria is our own, and collectively we will make it great and better. And I will see Nigeria of our dream. That's the focus on the Nigerian market. For those who are also joining us, of course, is a collective program that all of us have to share the ideas. So to join us, we have the numbers to use to join us. They're all showing on the screen. The WhatsApp number, begins with 081, and then the phone in number is 070, so that you can be part of the conversation on this platform. And we also want to remind you or introduce you that this program is now streamed on other social media handles, the Facebook, the Instagram, and then the YouTube. And so please join us, so that we can make Nigeria great. Mr. Slater has almost pinched on the topic that we have today, just straying what has happened in the aftermath of the NSAT protest, and then what the hoodlums are doing now, then the effect on the Nigerian market and the Nigerian economy. Of course, the program is Nigerian market. So we want to look at those things that are doing or happening right now as it regards, the looting of, business premises, private business premises now. If you're angry with the government, and now taking it to these private sectors. Mind you, we have also said, and a lot of school of thought, it is not the duty of government to create job. It is the private sectors that will create job. Now, on this platform, we have constantly engaged with government to say, government, give us an enough so that the private sectors can create job. And right now that we don't know whether the private sector that will create job and government, because when you go to destroy the small or the little industries we have in Nigeria, of course that unemployment will again, a lot of those people will go back to the street, and then poverty will increase more. So this is what we'll be looking at now. Is it right that you are angry and then we are now destroying the market? We are destroying businesses, private businesses, those who have never had any political office in Nigeria before, just working on their own, just making it sure that they put smiles on faces, and these are the people that we are now attacking. So, Mr. Slate, this is what we'll be discussing. Nigerians, please join us and let's, solution on what we need to do to restore law and order so that businesses can come back to life again.
Yes, thank you very much for opening up. The topic for the day is quite germane and touching. And as I earlier said, it's very expedient for us here in the Nigeria market to begin to x-ray the aftermath of this EndSARS protest. And we're looking in depth on the economy, how it's going to affect the market presently. You just mentioned job losses, which is counting, because after the SARS protest, hoodlums took advantage of the protest and started, looting both government and private sectors facilities, and a lot of jobs for especially the radio house, the TV houses that were also burned down. They are all young persons working, and you know what the market is. The labor market is already saturated with no jobs, and by this moment, a lot of persons are being sent back to the labor market. And we are here preaching how to make jobs available, how to talk about poverty, how we're going to outgrow poverty. And you see, this EndSARS issue, or the way it has been managed or mismanaged, is actually going to affect our economy. And what I want to say here clearly is that what has actually done is that they have been able to prove to government, be able to expose government pitfalls, especially when it comes to hunger. There's hunger. It's very glaring, evident that this probably is because of hunger, and it's there. I saw on clips how young people, elderly, family members with their children going out to see how they can be able to, cut away little food.
Let me
so hunger is an issue I also want to look at and see that we're talking about, so that we can be able to outgrow hunger and poverty in Nigeria.
We need to outgrow hunger and poverty, but of course, that like you said, I think one of the things again that the whole protest and what the hoodlums are doing now posed, the level of poverty in Nigeria. Yeah. When international reports or the ranking that Nigeria now is the headquarters of poverty, a lot of us didn't come to terms with that. A lot of us look, probably somebody is just cooking up figures, but you can see from the those on the street today that yes, Nigerians are really poor, because you can't even imagine some people who you will see, on the looting. But people who can afford most of those things are also on the street because it is now a free food. And for God's sake, what will people in authority be doing with food? These are things he said it was meant for their palliatives for the COVID-19. And you know how the nation, people were so battered during this because there was total lockdown. And then these same products that was supposed to be for the people, you hid it somewhere. To do what? Okay, so government and those managing the affairs of government, if you are a governor and this thing happens in your state, I don't know what you will say about it. But like we said, our focus is now, the ripple effect is now bringing to this a lot of warehouses, private warehouses in Lagos. Like you mentioned, there are still the young people that are working in most of these places. Now, those young people after, because obviously the protest is ending now. Happy lost. Industries are looted or burnt down. So there might not be that immediate, rehabilitation of these places. So these same people are pushed to the street. Insecurity, is still being the whole thing. Then, of course, that Nigeria and all over the world, we're an Ember month. There's a lot of hassles, a lot of persons who want to travel, business people, just generally, the mood that we're pushing right now. Do you think our market will be able to blossom like it used to be?
No, I don't think the market will actually be in a very good shape if insecurity or security issues are not being checked at this point in time. A lot of people will be apprehensive to go open their shops because they'll be scared that their shops may be bombed down or looted out. So we want to employ the government to see how they can be strategize and how they can deploy security to be able to safeguard some of these business outfits out there, especially in the cities, so that we can be able to allow business to strive at this ember month that we're actually in. And it's very interesting to also know that this period is a period government too. It has also opened their eyes, because I know government has given loans to some, the young entrepreneurs who are actually out there doing business and trying to see how they can be able to recoup back their money to pay back to government. So if if the market is not flourish at this point in time, they may not be able to pay back those loans, and there may be room for other people who are also waiting to collect this loan to strive. So it's a lot hole that we need to really support government too at this point in time. And it's good for us to also remind our viewers that government also made provisions for the young people's loan, young people, their money, their interventions there for young people to actually come out.
25 billion youth intervention.
So it's also good for us to reason with government, to give them this opportunity to see how this money, good thing that they are not going to hold, because they know that the young people are aware, so they can't keep it. So they must make sure they find a way to see.
Are you sure?
Of course.
So what's the monitoring mechanisms do you people have in place?
No, it's not we. All of us in government. Government has already putting up a committee and to be able to strategize how this money can.
Because you said they won't hold it now because so it means that it's like you have a tips to what mechanisms.
No, when you talk about hold there, you're trying to make me feel as if actually
government
hold there.
We're not.
Okay.
No, we're not.
But I want to say that it was lack of logistics, according to some.
No. I don't agree to that. I don't agree to that.
Okay.
But lack of logistics for 1 month or 2 months or 3 months.
But there are some states that distributed. It's
exactly.
about 8 states that was left. So those 8 states, they came out to say it's lack of logistics.
There is no lack of logistics.
Whatever the issue is, let it be that government has a blame, has something to answer at this point in time. But
I think you just raised a point, Mr. State. Let me know. We are looking at the economy now. You said something, and which I also want to, agree with you. Government will also have to review the loan package you have given to these SMEs, because you have given them, soft loans to pay at a particular time, and then government, did not also manage the whole crisis. These same businesses, I don't know how many persons can now produce at the peak to be able to pay back. So that's also another effect of this what we are talking about on the economy. The banks, are not working. Some took loan from banks before now, and so how will these loans be paid? Anyway, our time is really spent. I don't know what we'll do with this time. Maybe we'll have to be setting the time.
Before our time goes over, I need to respond quickly to what you've just said. You see, already government right now, they are proactive. I think they have also set a judicial panel to look into these issues. And they have also given room to people to come with their complaints, especially if as a private sector person that his business was burned down or attacked. And so if you have claims, you have evidence, you can also bring them right to the panel, so that government will find a way of compensation.
Was that also part of the reference for all the states?
Yes.
Okay.
So it's part of compensation. So any business outfit that was actually attacked or affected by this point in this NSAS issue, I think government is making provision to see how they can be able
I pity the insurance company at this time.
So that's the essence that Nigeria Nigerian market will continue to encourage us to see that we try to manage the situation so that our market will not run into volatile and the after effect that will run back to poverty, because already we are being looked upon as a giant of Africa, and as giant of Africa we are hungry, we are poor, then we are just like the two Jacob's son, Esau and Jacob, Isaac's son, who out of hunger decided to sell his birthright. So I don't think Nigeria will be able to sell his birthright, that giant, actually that the whole world look at us, so that we'll be able to take care of our own country at our level.
So we'll be able to take care of our own country at our level. We still on this program, we are learning our voice, well-meaning Nigerians. The EndSARS protest was peaceful protest. The hoodlums that have come, to loot are not part of the EndSARS, protest. So we condemn that in totality. Please go if you are hungry, or if you are aggrieved with the government. All right, find a way to connect to that. Don't bring it and hide it under the EndSARS, so that we don't throw away the baby with bad water. EndSARS protest was a well thought out project, and that has brought credit to what the Nigerian youths can do. But again, let's also watch our back as Nigerian youths. I'm also expecting that the leaders of the Nigerian youth organizations should come in strong terms to condemn this, because if you don't also do that, it looks as if you have just created an opening that the hoodlums took advantage of. Please, on the Nigerian market, we will keep saying Nigeria is the giant of Africa, and where there is no peace, there cannot be progress, there cannot be development. If government said they are doing this, well, let's take government as part of, because we're all in government. Because I remember that those who were in government yesterday are not in government today, and those who were not in government yesterday are in government today. So we are all part of the government, and this thought must be cleansed holistically. So let all of us join our hands. Let's clear and calm our minds, please. The young people on the street, if you go and steal somebody's business, your own will not grow. Stealing is also a crime, before God and before our own law. So we don't encourage that at all.
Yes, to actually end up, we want to say that this generation is a hashtag generation. It's not those days we talk about Obi must go and all that, but this one is a hashtag. So to tell you that information flow very fast, and that is why Nigerian market is also joining forces to say that we want to hashtag buy Nigeria to grow Nigeria. That is what we will use to demystify this issue, because we've come back. We must look inward to see how we're going to put ourselves, our asses together, to be able to recover from the losses that is yet being counting, so that we can come back and see how we can grow our nation, get ourselves out of poverty, create jobs instead of losing losing jobs at this point in time. So that is where we must continue to encourage the Nigerian youth that you are superb. Your voices are heard. We have discovered that by unity, as you come together, your voice is. So continue in this form, not in a destructive manner.
The president said your voices are heard loud and clear. So youths, your voices are heard loud and clear. Before we go, we'll want to introduce our social media handles again for those who are joining us for the first time, even though you have been before. It has always just been on the Facebook handle. Today you can watch this program on our Instagram, and the Instagram handle is Age Africa. Same, on our YouTube handle is same Age Africa. So please go back. You can still watch the program after now, and let's keep the conversation going. It is Nigerian market, and of course Slater said we also have a hashtag. Let's hashtag, because we are in the hashtag generation. So let's hashtag our economy. Let's hashtag our market, so that we can grow our economy, so that we can, as giant of Africa, serve our people, feed our people, and we will not go hungry again. Poverty will be eradicated in Nigeria. So let's repeat, our hashtag together. on this program. Hashtag buy Naija to grow Naija. Buy Naija to grow Naija.